Hey, this is Brian with King Grizzly. Today we're going to go through another Elementor Pro widget. We are up to the reviews widget here. We've done all these other Pro widgets down to reviews, so feel free to check the YouTube channel to see these, and we'll finish running through the rest. I'm excited to show people the table of contents widget. That's a new one with some cool potential SEO implications. But let's try the reviews widget. So let's say we want to make a little panel that shows some social credibility. Drag that onto the page. We've got 3 slides by default on the left. Similar to other Elementor widgets in this sort of functionality, you can click on one of the items and fiddle with its settings. You can delete them, you can duplicate them. This acts like a slideshow, so you can set how many slides are up at a time. So yeah, I could go from 1, I could go 2, all the way ranging up to 10. And then you can choose how many scroll at a time. So let's say we had 6 slides. If I set the scroll to 2, then it would rotate 2 when you click on the dots. It's actually hard to see these dots. I can adjust that with the styling. And in fact, it's hard to see the arrows. So let's go over to style real quick. I can't even see what's going on. Navigation, I'm going to change my arrow color to something dark. There, now I can see them. And if there's pagination, let's make that dark too. We may have to turn the pagination on. So we'll go back over to the settings. Check out the additional options here. We can choose whether or not we want the arrows. We can choose how the pagination should work if we even want it. I would tend to not have it. But you can do a fraction. You can do a progress bar at the top. Some interesting things you can try. I might turn mine off. And you can set whether or not you want it to autoplay. So if you don't like that rotation, you can just turn that off. If you do like the rotation, you can decide whether it will loop infinitely, or get to an end. Should it pause when someone hovers it, or when they interact with it? And you can actually control the image size, which this is good for page optimization. You don't really need to be loading in a full-size image when it's just a tiny little headshot. So you definitely want to go with something small, like the thumbnail quality. Pretty straightforward. If we click on a slide, these are some of the options. So the image is going to correspond to the reviewer's image. So I'm just going to pick one of these stock people. She looks crabby. He looks like a nice guy. There we go. Cool. All right, so we can set the person's name. We could set their title, so maybe we don't have a Twitter username we want to reference, so I might just say CEO. Right? There's the option to add an icon. It can be a custom icon, or you can click on this and just grab one out of the library. So maybe he didn't leave his review for me on Twitter. Maybe it's coming from somewhere else. I don't know, Facebook. So this guy really left a great review on Facebook. I can create a link if I want to link this to anything, like say the source of the review. So if you were quoting reviews from maybe like Google Maps or something, you could actually link directly to that review. And then of course you can put in the review itself. That's really it in terms of what you can put on the card. And then there's just the styling. So we can control space between them. If we want to change a background color, border size, you can add a border. Maybe add some thick border. Oops, I'll put it on all sides. You can choose if we want a border radius. That's going to round our corners. We can control that border color. It's actually kind of a nice color already. But I probably wouldn't even put a border on there. So I might just say, no, I don't want that. Okay, what else? Padding, we can add some padding around the card, which I would recommend letting these breathe a little bit. You can fiddle with those settings. As with all Elementor stuff, actually no, I was going to say you can adjust it for mobile and tablet, but for some reason you can't do that. So see here, we can adjust the space between at those different sizes. I can change that. I need to go back over to content and adjust the slides per view for tablet. So let's say I want 2 up on tablet. I can control that width. Go back to style. And yeah, I can now if I mess with the space between it, it'll show. So some of these have the option for mobile, but some of these don't. So with the padding, we may have to find one like 35 that works across all devices. Header, you can see we can change the color of the background if we want. Control the gap from the header to the review. Do we want a separator between the name? I don't think that's necessary actually. Apple wouldn't do that, so I'm not going to. And then text styling. You can style up the person's name, click on typography, choose a size. I always use relative sizing. It's better for accessibility. Let's see. Color, size, you know, that's the case for the reviews, the case for the title. The image, we can control the size. And now I'm in the tablet view, aren't I? But you'll notice it looks like the image size, it is what it is across all devices, but the gap between the image and the name can be controlled. So some kind of funny things. Border radius, if you don't want the border radius, you can zero it out. By default though, it's rounded and that looks pretty nice. Icon, you can mess with the colors, so you could customize the color. So if for some reason I want all my icons one color, I could do that. I'll just go with the official colors. And then I can actually add ratings, which I forgot to do over here. So a rating would be, probably it's on a scale of 1 to 5, just like the schema markup, if you're familiar with that. I mean, it's like all shopping things. So 4.5 out of 5 stars. Go back over to style. Now I can actually style that rating. I can choose what kind of icons I want. I'm fine with font awesome. I can choose if I want the unmarked ones to be empty or not. I can mess with the size. Spacing. You know, the color of a marked one. And then the unmarked color if I want one. Interesting. And then our navigation, we can adjust the arrow size. So that's really it for reviews. Pretty nice. I think, you know, you can get them looking clean and put them alongside. Probably calls to action would be a good place to put them, right? So if someone's thinking about, you know, purchasing a product or signing up for a newsletter or something, putting a few well-placed reviews next to that. Just, you know, these people are saying this is good and it's worth, you know, being on the email list, or this product's great. It's nice to put that sort of trust factor right next to a decision point. So hope you like that. We'll work through the rest of these. Please consider subscribing to our channel as we keep rolling out more Elementor content, and we'd love to hear from you if anyone wants to just chat about Elementor. It's a really handy tool. All right, thank you.